Hi everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. Today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little stuffed pumpkins. This is the easiest thing ever, and I don't know why I've never made them before. This is the first one I've ever made, and it was kind of fun and simple, and I liked it. Okay, so I started out with a circle of fabric, and I just got these rolls of fabric and a couple of fat quarters from Walmart. These were, I think, $1.47, and I think these were $3.97. This one is 36 inches by 42, and these little rolls are 18 inches by 21. So if you want smaller pumpkins, get these. If you want larger pumpkins, you're going to need to get the bigger pieces. So I am using the lid to a Christmas cookie tin, and it measures just shy of 9 inches. And then the pumpkin, when it's finished, will measure just about 3 inches wide. That gives you an idea. So we're going to make another one of these little ones, and then I'm going to find a bigger circle, and we're going to try to make a bigger one. So the first thing I did was I laid out my fabric, and I did it in double thickness. I'm not crazy about the fact that I used the truck print. I thought I'd be able to see the trucks better, and you really can't. There's just like a random tire here and there that you can see. So I wouldn't go ahead and use this for that. I'd save this cute fabric for something else. I just thought that white trucks on a pumpkin was going to be cute, but it didn't work out so well. So I folded my fabric in half, and I just used a Sharpie marker to trace around the edge, and then I cut out the circle, which is what I have here. And then I'm using embroidery floss. You can use thread, you can use twine, you can use whatever you want. I wanted something a little stronger than thread because I want to be pulling on it, and I'm going to be using this to sculpt the pumpkin. So I have these little strings here that kind of sculpt it into a pumpkin shape. And so I wanted my string to be strong. I think on another one I might try using twine. I think that would be really cute too, because you're going to sculpt the pumpkin with this very same piece. And then what I did is I tied a double knot, leaving a tail on the end, and I will show you what this tail is for in a few minutes. But the first one I did not leave a tail, and I was wishing I had. So leave a tail, you'll be happy you did. So the first thing you need to do is, and I am using a big needle. It comes from this set you get at Walmart. I want to say this was like $3 for the set. I don't remember. It's been a while since I bought it. Anyway, I'm just going to feed it in about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch or so, and I'm just taking big bites with my needle all the way around. And this is going to ruffle up my fabric and pull it together in the center to make the ball to make into the pumpkin. Okay, so you're just going to go round and round and round, and when your needle gets full, pull it through. Give yourself more string than you think you need, because you're going to use the same piece for sculpting and not even have to thread a new needle. So just go all the way around the pumpkin. I mean, I know how to sew, but it's not my favorite thing to do, but these are kind of fun. You don't have to make your stitches even. You don't have to worry about it. Just basically you're fan folding it and feeding it onto the needle. Ouch, and stabbing yourself. Pull it through. It's starting to take a shape of a ball. You don't have to make this exactly straight, like measure. I have to stay 1/4 of an inch from the edge. No, just eyeball it. Don't get so close to the edge that your fabric's going to fray out and your string will come out. Just give 1/4 of an inch or so. It'll be fine. So here's where my tail is, where I started, and I'm going to make sure that I go with my string right up next to that knot. Don't go through the knot, just go right up next to the knot and pull your last stitch through. Don't pull it tight. You don't want to close this up yet, because we have to stuff it. And here I just have a bag of stuffing. Anytime we have a pillow that tears or whatever, we just take the stuffing out and stick it in a bag and reuse it for things. Sometimes you'll get, if you like to buy the Michael's clearance grab bags after Christmas, sometimes you'll get a lot of their batting that they use for like the Christmas village houses and whatnot. Stuff it in a bag, keep it for projects like this. Now you can just stuff this as much as you want, as soft as you want, or as firm as you want. I'm trying to get it nice and firm because I think it's easier to sculpt. Well, like I know, I've made one. I actually thought it was too soft and I pulled mine out and stuck a little bit more in it because I thought it was too soft and needed to have more. Okay, so get it all stuffed up inside of there. Kind of looks like a baked potato right now. And then I'm going to grab that tail I left on my knot, which is right here. And I'm going to pull it closed with the string I used for the last stitch and the string that I left, the tail that I left off of that knot. Okay, now that I've got it mostly closed, I'm going to go for tying a knot at the top. And you're going to want to tie this 2 or 3 times because if you've stuffed it full like I did, it's going to try to come undone. Don't let it. Okay, once you're sure that that is completely secure, go ahead and clip the string that has the knot on it. Don't clip the other one, just the one that has the knot. Okay, get rid of that extra string. It has served its purpose. Now, this is when you want to kind of smush it around. Make sure your center is all gathered to the center and not off to the side. Then you're going to take your string, which is already attached in here nicely, and you're going to come through the bottom and poke it through. Come around and poke it through. And then, ow! A not longer needle might have been a better idea for this. The other one was easier. I didn't stuff it quite as full. Grab your needle, pull it through. Okay, that's your first sculpting line. Put it where you want it. Kind of go with the gathers of your fabric and it'll be nice and easy. See how if I pull it tight, it really gets that, or if I loosen it up, it makes it a chubby pumpkin. You decide what you want. Then I'm just going to kind of hold that with my thumb, come back around and poke through the same spot. Come up through the top. Grab a hold of it. Oh, I'm bleeding. Oops, I came on the wrong side of that. Sorry, I got my string twisted. Hold on a second. If you're bleeding and you get blood on your pumpkin, I got it on my string right there. Dab it with some hydrogen peroxide. That will take it out. I will do that after I am done. Feed it around again. You're looking for 6 to 8 sections depending on how tight you want your pumpkin to be. Move the string to where you want it and then pull it tight. The tighter you pull it, the flatter your pumpkin will be. So if you want a nice fat chubby round pumpkin, don't pull it as tight. And as you go and pull it in, the needle gets a little easier to pass through because the pumpkin's getting smaller. Okay, so now see how I have this bulge here? So I'm going to move this string, this sculpting string, over that bulgy part and tuck it in. You see the truck on the bottom? That's cute. All right, I think this is going to be my last one. Up through the top. Okay, pull it tight, check your pumpkin, turn it upside down, and see if your sections look pretty well even. And if they do, and you're happy with it, turn it back over to the top. Then you're going to feed that needle through just a couple of ruffles of fabric. And when the loop is down like this, pass your needle through the loop. Do that 2 or 3 times. That's going to tie your knot and secure your string so it doesn't come all undone. If you're going to be doing bigger pumpkins, make sure you get a bigger needle than what I have. You want a nice long one. All right, now that that's tight, I can cut this off. And then I'm just going to kind of fluff my pumpkin up, get it the shape I want it to be. And then I've got a bunch of these wooden stems that you can buy at Dollar Tree. If Dollar Tree doesn't have them, Walmart sometimes has them. Anyway, I found a nice skinny one and I cut it to be shorter for my stem. And then I just went to my stash. Whenever I'm arranging flowers, I always keep any leftover leaves for projects like this. And so I'm going to take my hot glue, put a little dab in the middle, put my leaf down, and then a little more hot glue, and my little wooden stem. So I put some more hot glue in, and then I'm pushing down my little wooden stem, trying to make sure all the crazy gathering ugliness is covered up. And look how cute that little guy looks. He's adorable. Okay, this is like those little gourd pumpkins that you get. That's about the size this is. Okay, so now I have 2. And I'm going to grab something round that's bigger, and let's try a bigger one. Okay, for this bigger pumpkin, this time I'm using a Dollar Tree pizza pan. It measures about 13 inches. Tracing it with a Sharpie marker. And then this is a double thickness of fabric. I'm going to go ahead and cut out 2. For those of you that aren't sewers, when you lay something out like this and you're leaving your fabric double, make sure that the folded edge is what you leave undone. Put your piece down towards the loose edges. That way, when you're all done, that scrap that's left behind is bigger because it's on the fold and you can open it up and use it for another project. I hope that makes sense. Always get your piece as close to the edge as you can, and that will give you more usage out of your fabric. Now, if I had cut this up on the folded edge, I would have 2 scraps this size. But because I cut it on the open edge, I can unfold it and I have a big piece left that I can make more pumpkins with. I'm going to take just one of these. And this time, I think I'm going to try jute. I think it would just be cute to do the sculpting with jute. This is a bigger pumpkin, so I'm going to need longer string for sculpting. So I need to make sure I leave enough on there. Okay, so I am going to leave the nice long tail like I did with the other one. So I've got my jute onto my string, onto my needle, and just like on the other one, I'm going to just stitch it loosely. And now this is jute, so it's going to be a little bit harder to pull through the fabric. Okay, this is going to be a lot harder. All right, change of plans. We might sculpt with the jute, but we're going to stitch with the white. I've been loving all the fall pumpkins and decor at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Joann's doesn't have a lot in at my Joann's just yet. They're still clearing out their summer stuff. I just love fall. I think it's my favorite season. I think fall is just like a reward for surviving summer for me. I don't do well with the heat, and so I'm happy when the weather cools down, the leaves start to change, and the world becomes awash with color, and it's just that chance to exhale and get back to routines of school and whatever else. I just think fabric pumpkins are so cute, but they're so expensive. Okay, so I'm bringing my last stitch up right next to the knot from the first stitch, and I'm leaving an opening and grabbing out my stuffing. Make sure you've got your pumpkin filled the way you want it. I think it needs a little more down on that side. If that might be too much. Alright. Now I'm going to take my last stitch and the tail of the string from my first stitch, which I have accidentally stuffed inside, and I'm going to pull it tight. Okay, then we're going to tie a knot. If you had a friend that could put their finger there, that would be great. Aw, man, I broke the string. Okay, starting over on this guy. Great. Crafting is not foolproof, especially in my craft room. Use the thinnest twine you have. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, okay, I have a knot on the end of this jute. This is a bigger needle, so it's a little harder. And I'm leaving a little bit bigger of a seam allowance from the top. I'm not doing it 1/4 of an inch. I'm doing it more of a 1/2 of an inch down. Okay, I'm coming up on my first stitch, so I need to make sure my last stitch is right next to my first one. See what I mean there? There's the knot from the first stitch, so I'm going to bring my needle right up next to the knot. Pull my string through. Okay. Let's try this stuffing thing again. Okay, technical difficulties here today. So I finished sculpting that one with the jute, and I used a big stem. These are the stems that I'm talking about, the wood stems from the floral section at the Dollar Tree. Okay, so I went and I found a bigger pizza pan that was about 3 inches bigger, and I traced this even bigger than that pizza pan. So this circle is about 20 inches. I am not going to make you sit here and watch me thread this on, so I will pause this and then come back and show you what I'm doing when I get that step all done, because you've already watched me do it on 2 pumpkins. You don't need to watch it on another one. It's exactly the same, it's just bigger. So I have this big one all threaded and ready to go. So now I'm going to stuff it. And triple knot it just for security. Cut off the string that has the knot on it and arrange the pumpkin. I was hoping this one could be a little taller. If you know how to make a taller, skinnier pumpkin, please leave that in the comment section below. I'm still learning how to do these, so I really kind of just wanted this one to be more tall. Okay, this is going to be difficult with this needle because it's not as long as it could be. I'm going to go down to the bottom, into the middle, and try to find my needle. I'm sticking my finger down inside the batting to find the needle because it's not long enough. And I'm going to try not pulling my sculpting pieces quite as tight this time so that I can maybe leave him a little bit taller. Okay, so this part here is kind of squishing out and trying to become more square, so that's where I'm putting this sculpting string to kind of pull that back in. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm running out of string, so I'm going to tie a knot and tie this new string on, but I'm going to do it clear up here at the top where everything will be covered up. I'm sorry, I was thinking for a moment. Then I'm going to go ahead and roll some more off. And let's give this a couple more sculptings just to kind of keep it a little more round. Okay, so now that's what the bottom looks like. I've just moved everything over a little. All right, now here's what the bottom looks like. Here's what the top looks like. I think that looks better with that extra sculpting on there. So I'm going to run. I was running through fabric bits, but now I've decided it's easier to run through a few of the sculpting strings and tie my knot around there. Fluff my pumpkin up. These sculptings aren't as tight as they were on these littler ones, but here's the size comparison. Like I said, this was a 21-inch piece of fabric, and this measures about 9 inches across and about 4.5 inches tall. Now I need to grab one of these stems. I'm going to find the biggest one I have, and I need a leaf. Okay, so I'm going to glue the leaf on, and then I'm going to put a big old glob of glue onto my stem piece and place it in the center. Alright, there you have it, my cute little fall fabric pumpkins. Let me know what you're thinking about this project in the comment section below. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you might be going out to find some fabric to try to make some of these for yourself. They were really pretty easy to make. Had a few problems along the way, but I was learning how to do it. So crafting is not foolproof even when you've done it for a long time. Whenever you start something new, it's something new and you have to learn how. So anyway, I think these are just really cute, and they're going to look really cute up on top of my TV stand in my living room. And yeah, anyway, let me know what you're thinking about it, and let me know what style you like to decorate with fall. Would you be using the orange and black plaid? Would you go all red farm truck or all black and white gingham? Let me know what you're thinking. All right, this has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.